good, YouTube? It's your boy KB with Just Do Boxing, back with another video. We got an interesting fight that's being announced, so let's get into it. It's being announced that Daviid Benavidez, former two-time WBC 168-pound world champion, versus David Lemieux, taking place for May 21st. Benavidez 25-0, 22 KOs, 6'1.5", 74-inch reach, orthodox fighters, 25 years old, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona. The last time we seen him in the ring was November 13th of last year, where he faced 16-2-1 tough Kyron Davis, which he won by a 7th round TKO. He controlled the fight from the opening bell. He dished out a lot of punishment, man. Credit to Kyron Davis, because he never gave up. He showed a lot of heart. He kept trying to compete. He was never dropped, but he did take a lot of punishment. I mean, he took a lot of punishment. It's credit to him for, going out on his shield and just not quitting. He took some hellacious shots to the body. He busted his nose up pretty good. I mean, this dude, Benavidez, hit him with everything but the kitchen sink. And credit to him, he kept fighting back. The fight was very entertaining. Even though, Benavidez controlled the fight, I just don't think, Kyron Davis had enough power to hurt Benavidez. He only has, out of 16 wins, he only got 6 knockouts. So, he just didn't have the power to keep Benavidez from pressing forward. And like I said, he just started to take more and more punishment as the rounds went on. And ultimately, the fight was stopped. I believe his corner stopped the fight because all the punishment Davis was taking, and Benavidez, he never stops throwing punches. So he just was on another level that night, and it showed. And he showed us exactly why he's one of the best fighters at 168 pounds and in boxing, period. I think Benavidez is definitely on a mission to become a 3-time super middleweight champion. As we all know, he held the belt on 2 different occasions. He lost the belt once due to activities outside the ring. And then he lost his belt another time on the scales because he came in overweight. So, I feel like since then, he's been very focused. He's hungry as he's always been, if not hungrier. And I think he wants to prove to a lot of people just how good he is when he steps in the ring May 21st against a tough, hard-punching veteran, David Lemieux. David Lemieux's 43-4, 36 KOs. He's been stopped twice. He's 5'9.5", 70-inch reach. He's 33 years old, fighting out of Canada. The last time Lemieux was in the ring was June 4th of last year, where he got a second-round TKO over relatively unknown 34-4 David Zagara. Lemieux, to his credit, he's on a 5-fight win streak and has a loss since losing a unanimous decision to then undefeated Billy Joe Saunders, where Lemieux was just completely outboxed, outclassed, and dominated from round 1 to round 12. I think Saunders' style, his movement, his elusiveness, it was just too much for Lemieux. And he just could never get in rhythm. He was thoroughly, convincingly outboxed. Had Billy Joe Saunders been a puncher or had more power, I think he would have definitely gotten Lemieux out of there. So fortunately for Lemieux, Saunders is not known for his punching power, and he used his boxing ability the entire night to completely outclass and dominate David Lemieux. He was unable to find Saunders in the ring, but good thing for him, going up against David Benavidez will be a totally different test, a totally different style. He won't be hard to find. Benavidez is a come forward fighter that throws a lot of punches, he applies a lot of pressure. So, like I said, although Lemieux won't have to go looking for Benavidez, it's going to be a much tougher test. Benavidez, he's a lot more active than Billy Joe Saunders, and he has a ton more power than, Billy Joe Saunders. So with that being said, him applying constant pressure and being a power puncher that never stops throwing, it's gonna be an uphill battle for David Lemieux. He's definitely gonna have his hands full. He's gonna have a lot to deal with come May 21st. Now Lemieux on the other hand, he has some really good power himself. He definitely got some knockout power. He isn't afraid to let his hands go. He got 36 KOs and his 43 wins, so he definitely could crack. I think the question is, how will he deal with Benavidez's style, his constant pressure, his volume punching, his punching power? Benavidez, he's on you from round 1 to round 12, or however long the fight lasts. And most times the fight don't go the distance. He got 22 KOs out of his 25 wins, so he definitely can crack, and he's coming. I think he's gonna come and try to make a statement. This fight is supposed to be for a 168-pound interim title, and I think a win for Benavidez just gets him a step closer to the title that he lost on the scale. So I think he definitely gonna have a lot to prove, and he's gonna come to hurt Lemieux. And I just don't think style-wise Lemieux is gonna be able to hang with Benavidez. I think he's gonna be too slow. And I just think Benavidez got more in his arsenal, more in his tank. And the question remains, will Lemieux be able to take Benavidez's power and handle the pressure? Because if he can't, it's going to be a short night. But, Benavidez definitely has to be prepared as well because, like I said, David Lemieux can punch. So if he definitely has a puncher's chance, if he gets lucky or if he lands the right punch, he definitely could turn your lights out. So I think Benavidez is going to have to be responsible on defense. I think you're going to have to be aware. Yeah, he definitely can't take Lemieux lightly. Even though he's a 33-year-old veteran, you still can't take him lightly. The guy can punch and he can box a little bit as well. So I think there's going to be an entertaining fight for the fans. I think it's going to be a war, for as long as it lasts. I just don't see this fight going the distance. Lemieux, he's riding a 5-fight win streak. So that's a good sign, but the downside to that is, those 5 fights, he had those 5 fights since losing a unanimous decision in 2017. So it's basically having about 1 fight a year. That's inactivity, and him getting older. That's father time and inactivity. 2 things I always say that fighters, it won't work in his best interest. He's gonna have to bring his A game in this, because Benavidez, the younger guy, is hungrier, fresher, the bigger guy, and I see this fight lasting maybe between 8 to 10 rounds, and I see David Benavidez knocking David Lemieux out. I think it's going to be entertaining as long as it lasts. But I just don't think at 33 years old, I don't think Lemieux is going to be the fighter to upset Benavidez. I truly don't think so. Like I said, I seriously doubt this fight goes the distance. It's going to be like 2 trains on the same track. There's no doubt in my mind will be a war. Like I said, I'm leaning to Benavidez winning by KO between rounds 8 to 10. Depending on what version of Lemieux comes to fight, because he's had trouble in the past as well with weight issues, so if he's not in the best shape of his life come May 21st, it's going to be all bad for him, and it could be a very short night, But that's my thoughts on it, man. Y'all get in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all excited for this fight? Let me know who y'all think gonna win between Benavidez and Lemieux. And as always, get in that comment section and let me know. I gave David Benavidez, David Lemieux their just due. That's what I do over here, just do boxing. To the next one, I'm out. Peace.